Welcome to a world of possibilities, a place where your dream home can come true. Welcome to Simplex Homes. At Simplex, you'll get the finest in custom modular manufacturing featuring advanced design, a climate-controlled work environment, energy-efficient construction, and superior products such as Shaw, Owens Corning, Anderson Windows, Certainteed, and Moen, among many others. State-of-the-art modular construction allows us to complete your home faster, reducing your finance time, and that means significant savings. But most importantly, you'll be living in your new Simplex home in as little as 1/3 of the time it would take to build your home on site. So, let's show you how it's done. Before we can begin the physical construction of your home, it must be drawn and engineered. Your home plan goes through several phases in our engineering department, from a preliminary print to final shop drawings. The shop drawings are prepared shortly before your home goes into production. Once the drawings are completed, they are given to our plant manager and distributed to the various foremen so they have the information they need to build your home. Now, the plans move from the engineering department to our climate-controlled production facility. At the beginning of our production line, the house takes its basic shape. This is our wall jig area. Here, we build our interior and exterior walls. For the safety and comfort of our workers, the walls are built laying down. We have angle iron on the edges so that we can square the walls up, and the jig allows the workers to keep everything at waist-high level, increasing efficiency and reducing stress. With this system, the worker can frame the wall, glue and screw the sheetrock down to the wall, and then we can easily lift it with overhead cranes and put it in a wall rack. After the walls are done, it will be picked up by the overhead crane for a second time and set in what we refer to as the sidewall rack. When the floor is ready, the crane will move it over to the wall set department and they will set the walls on the floor. In the floor department, the floors are built in 2 stations. First, floors are framed. As you can see, we framed the floor out at 16 on center. Here, we put solid block bridging through the floor framing, which keeps the floor joists from moving. After the floor is framed, we have an overhead craning system that will pick it up. It is then moved to the station behind it, where it is set down, and we pull strings on the floor to make sure that it is square. Once we have squared it up, we will glue and nail the floor decking down to the floor joists. Once that has been completed, the floor is again picked up by the crane and moved into the wall set department, where dolly wheels are placed on it, and then the walls are set down on the floor and the house begins to take its basic shape. The ceiling jig is an elevated jig where we build our ceilings. The ceilings are built in a little bit of a reverse fashion as well. We lay the sheetrock down on the jig, then we lay the roof trusses on top of the sheetrock. Next, we use a 2-part spray foam procedure. When it's sprayed out, it hits the bottom part of the truss and the sheetrock, and then expands and creates a seal to the bottom part of the truss and the sheetrock. Once that is done, the overhead crane will pick up this assembly and move it over to meet the sidewalls and floors that have already been completed. The roof will then be affixed to the box and begin to move down the production line. Within these 4 or 5 stations, the home takes its basic shape. We now begin what is referred to as rough-in work. This includes the rough wiring, the drywall work, and the rough plumbing. As you look inside, you can see that we are beginning to pull wires through walls into the junction box and into the outlet boxes. While the walls are still open, you can see 2x6s that are laid on a flat so they can support cabinetry from behind. Next, the roof section has been set on the box. Unlike a site-built home, the modular is built from the inside out. We set the walls at the beginning of the line and the drywall is already on the walls, versus a site-built home when the drywall would be one of the last applications. Moving down the production line, you can see that we have catwalks, which are elevated walkways, allowing the production workers to work above the house and inside the house at the same time. They can therefore achieve many different building sequences simultaneously, whereas in a site-built home, you might have to wait for one trade to come in and get their job done and leave. Our system allows for electricians and plumbers and drywall workers to all work together in unison, and that's why we can get the home through production in roughly 10 working days. More and more things are now beginning to happen. A lot of strapping goes into the home to help stabilize the home for lifting and transportation purposes. The wiring is run through channels in the exterior walls and nail guards are put in place. You may also see electrical boxes, computer wiring, TV cabling, as well as the regular wiring for outlets and switches. Here you can see the kitchen area. Notice that we put additional bracing on the walls to accommodate the kitchen cabinets. That way, when we're screwing the cabinets to the wall, we're always hitting something sturdy. As we continue, you will see that we are applying mud or joint compound to the walls. We do this in a conventional manner. With the first coat, they begin to tape and mud. Eventually, the walls will receive 3 coats of joint compound. At this station, insulation is being installed on the side walls. At Simplex, we do many different types of insulation, ranging from the traditional fiberglass to blown-in cellulose and flash and bat, which is a closed-cell spray foam insulation. With flash and bat, we come back over the top with a fiberglass batting, giving you excellent protection from air infiltration. All along, as the house progresses down the line, you can see that on the ceilings we are preparing to tent the unit for transportation. So even just 5 slots down the home, we are already preparing to take the home outside. Now we are just about 2/3 down the first of 2 production lines. At this point, there is a lot going on in the finishing process. You will see vent lines and plumbing lines going through the wall and strapped down. You will see nail guards protecting all the wiring so that a nail or screw does not go through the wiring. The house now moves onto line 2 and begins the finishing phase. This is our door and trim shop. We bring all of our doors in as blank slabs and we route the hinges and lock sets out and we build all of our doors custom. Here we have a door that has been assembled. It's in the door jamb and ready to be taken to the home. You can also see that there are many other doors ready to be prepared for the homes that they are designated for. Not only do we do 6-panel doors, we do oak doors, birch doors, and a wide variety of other types of doors. One of the most unique parts of our plant is the stair shop. This is very rare not only in the modular industry, but also in the building industry in general. At Simplex, we build stairs the old-fashioned way. We actually route out our stringers. Our standard stairs are pine, but we also build oak, maple, bamboo, and a wide selection of materials. Certainly, we are one of the very few modular construction companies that offer a custom stair shop. Here is our cabinet and trim shop. This coincides with the station of the house on the production line. We pre-assemble the cabinets here, trim countertops, and then we can easily take them 10 to 15 feet from this station and put them in the house. This makes it convenient for the workers and allows for installation in a very timely fashion. There is now a significant jump as far as finishing and appearance. We've gone from not having any windows to having windows installed and taped off with flashing tape, as well as applying another coat of joint compound. You will see that we use a very bright and harsh light so that the workers have as much light as possible to see any imperfections that may occur, which have to be feathered out with the joint compound. Now, all of the joint compound has been applied and sanded and the walls are being prepped to be painted. We will spray a primer paint on and then come back, rolling it to give it a slight texture and even it out. Line 2 is where much of the important finishing work takes place, such as the installation of the kitchen cabinets, which can be accomplished in about 45 minutes. Also, a very important part of this line is the continuity check on our electrical circuits. Here we wire the house and get it live with electricity, and then we check all the circuits to make sure there are no shorts. You can see here that the molding has been applied and the doors have been hung. The housings for light fixtures are up, smoke detectors are up on the ceiling, and it's now looking much more like a finished home. You can also see that we are beginning to prepare the house for shipment. The windows are shielded with plastic for transportation. We also apply a plastic transit wrap on the roof for protection while the house is outside, in transit, and before it gets set. At the last station, the house is raised on jacks. We do underfloor plumbing and work those elements that need to be prepared under the home. All of the cabinetry is installed, bath fixtures are installed, and depending on what the customer has called for, we install the flooring, which will be given a protective cover on top of it. We will also touch up some of the drywall, looking for any kind of bumps or imperfections. By tinting the joint compound, we can see where any repairs are needed to be made. Once the repairs have been made, it is sanded and touched up with paint. By the time the home has reached this station in the plant, it's been about 10 working days. With each station, the house has passed our rigorous quality control and we are certain that it is ready to leave the facility. We can now back the carrier underneath, bolt the carrier to the home, and take it outside to prepare it for transportation. The home usually has 2 to 3 days in the yard before the punch list is completed and it is transported to the location for the set. As we now complete our tour, it's easy to see how our modular construction process allows us to be a true custom builder. But even more than that, we are highly experienced in working with top architectural and engineering firms creating first homes, dream homes, or commercial structures such as dormitories, hotels, professional office space, and light industrial buildings. At Simplex Homes, there are many skilled craftsmen and dedicated workers joining forces with advanced technologies to bring you the finest custom home construction. Bring us your ideas or choose from hundreds of our floor plans, and let Simplex Homes make your dream home come true. For more information, please visit our website at simplexhomes.com or call us at 570-346-5113.